Okay,
Wow. And it is, I have 7:35.
Right.
Should we run down for the minutes who's here? I am here. Ellen, you know you're here. Marlene and Wendy are here. That's a quorum. And then Nora is our liaison, and Daniel Carson is a resident attendee. So can I get this meeting is recorded off my screen, or do I do continue?
just say okay.
I did. That wasn't
We'll
enough.
continue. Yeah.
Wasn't enough. Okay. There are, as I said, a few things I'd like to handle quickly because we need some approvals, and it'd be better not to have them hanging around in case we can't finish everything. So the first is that we have approval of 3 months of minutes, including last month's May meeting. And then it turned out there were 2 months that had not been filed. August, because that, I guess, was the first time we were recorded, and we thought that was going to count as our minutes. And then we ended up with about 300 pages worth of transcript and no minutes. So we had that. And then September, for some reason, none of us could find. So fortunately, I went back to, I sent these incredibly detailed agenda, and I also keep notes during the meeting. So I just went back and reconstructed minutes. So I hope you all have had a chance to look at them, or if you didn't look at them, if you have complete confidence in me. And could we have a motion to approve? Can we approve all three at once, Nora, or do we have to do them individually?
I think you can do all three at once as long as you all agree.
Do we all agree that they should be approved, or are there any questions?
I agree.
I agree.
I agree. In that case, may I have a motion to approve August and September minutes for 2020 and May of 2021?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimously.
Aye.
Beverly.
What? Oh, okay. Comments from residents. We have one attendee. This is Daniel Carson. Would you like to make any comments right now? I believe you're interested in the Oriana situation. If you'd rather wait until then, that's fine. You're muted right now. Okay, let's assume that he's not going to comment right now. So moving on, a quick update. Westchester County had agreed to plant trees on county property, and last fall I had identified a really nice area by the water treatment plant with Jerry, and then by the time we got through the next spike of the pandemic and got back to it, that had been turned over to the dog park. But Jerry has been able to incorporate the county trees into the design, and he's actually working with, I think he told me, a state agency, anyway, a greater agency than the Merrimack Tree Committee, to get the design done really well. So we're going to get those trees. It should be very, very nice because we need a dog park, and it would be nice to have shade in that area. If you know the area I'm talking about, it's to the west or south of the water treatment plant, and it's just a very hot area. There's some screening, evergreen screening against the plant, and then there's a big, vast treeless area. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. The other interesting thing on page 1 is the Metro North tree replacement. Tom Murphy, mayor of the village, sent a letter, you probably all saw it, to Governor Cuomo, along with an online petition. And county is now getting involved with that as well. So there's some leverage. And since the village is willing to put the trees in, and Metro North has finally, after about 8 years, agreed to answer our email, I think that we may actually end up with some sort of screening that will be attractive, or at least an improvement for the residents, and not interfere with the power lines. Another quick thing is that there are 3 Rhinebeck High School students who are going to work with Jerry over the summer for community service credit. He's training them to take a tree inventory. So we're going to get a tree inventory.
Yay.
Yeah, that's great. And then the last thing, and we need to vote on this. Well, there are 2 things. One is that we really, those of us who are citizen pruners, need identification badges. I've never had one, and I've been with Gail occasionally when we go to Harbor Island Park, and she waves it at the person in the gate. We just go right through. So they have some benefit besides the fact that we're supposed to have them. But there was an email from the police officer who's going to be issuing them questionnaire. So if you did receive it, would you send it back? And if you need it, I'll forward it to you.
I
Can
already
you
have
forward it to me?
I can forward it. Who needs it? When do you need it?
Yeah.
Gail's calling me. Hold on. Hello?
Marlene, do you need it?
I already have one, I think.
They expire apparently every year.
Oh,
What Gail discovered, so I'll send it.
So
Okay.
just a form you need to fill out or something?
Yeah, he gave us a form. Yeah, it's stuff like name, height.
they want to know your weight and height, which.
I know. I
pisses me
was
off.
a little indignant about that.
Yeah.
I think I'll lie.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
so they can, I don't know, maybe it doesn't have to do with the vest.
No, the vest is the next thing. We're going to vote on vests. That has nothing to do with the badge. I think I'm going to give them.
Hello? Wait a minute. Wait,
I'm gonna tell them I'm 6 feet tall.
wait, can you hold on a second, please? Just hold on 1 second.
Sure.
Actually, while we're waiting, Beverly, I was looking for the first item you talked about on the agenda, and it was in the middle of the page, so I
Oh, I'm sorry.
got it kind of late. I just wanted to know what to say about the dog park, that it's gonna happen.
The dog park is going to happen in Harbor Island Park next to the water treatment plant.
Okay,
Beverly?
The design, just a minute. The design will incorporate county trees. Areas taking charge of.
county what?
The town
Trees.
is going to give us trees that will be incorporated into the design. Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, Sean is trying to call in and can't get through on your cell phone.
Yeah. I don't know why. I've unplugged it, and that shouldn't have made a difference. Can you try one more time? It's normal, unless I don't have the volume
You want to call him?
on. Sure. What's wait? Let me just make sure I have the volume on. The volume's on. Sure. Do you want to give? Oh,
There it is.
it's on my other phone. Oh, that's Gail. I can't put this one on speaker. Wait. Hi, Gail. I can't put you on speaker on this phone. You need to call my cell. Oh, wait. My tech support has another phone. I don't know why, but let me go get the other phone from tech support. Hang on.
Does anybody remember who sent us the Town of Amerenet tree?
I did. I
Who
did.
sent it?
I did. Nora.
Because I can't find it now on my, I
I
had
can-
it on my iPad open earlier, but so
Hold on.
let me search you.
Can we do the ordinance in a minute? Can Gail and Sean each say hello so we can hear?
I got it, Nora.
You got it? Okay.
No, you're on. Just say hello. Hello. Can you hear Gail?
Yes.
A little bit.
A little bit. Can you hear Sean? Say hi. Oh, she's patching him in.
I heard you.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, everybody hears everybody. I don't know what's wrong with my cell phone. I'm sorry.
I'm in a hotel at a computer here. I could actually log in, but I guess I could do that, but there's no like oh, maybe there is a camera. Jeez, there might actually be a camera here.
You can come without a camera if you want. To bring you up to date, we have, we're skipping around on the agenda. We have finished with what? Okay, well, that's good because we didn't follow it. The tree inventory is happening with 3 Rhinex students. Oh, I was explaining, we were talking about the identification badges, and the next thing is that Jerry will order vests for new citizen pruners, which will read VOM citizen pruner rather than tree committee. But we have to vote to ask them to do that. So can I have a motion to do that? Gail moves. Anyone second?
I second.
Wendy seconds. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is to authorize Jerry to order new vests that say citizen pruner for new citizen pruners.
Oh, okay, yeah, I authorize that.
Okay, Sean also.
Even for all citizen pruners, because right now the best say Village of America.
Okay, well, whatever he gets, we'll wear. Whatever he gives us, we can wear. Okay, so now I want to move on to the, I'm sorry, Ellen, I know this is not, I told you to read the agenda and it would be easy. But we're going to go back to the top of the page.
You just wanted to challenge me.
You did. But I'd like to go to the tree ordinance now for several reasons. One is that we do have somebody attending who's very interested in it. I don't want him to have to hang around longer than he needs to, although he's welcome to. The other is that Wendy has pointed out the incredible urgency of it because a private property in Orienta, 1010 Orienta Avenue was clear cut this past week. And Wendy, do you want to talk about that? How many trees removed? You sent a photograph of it.
I would say I originally told you in my most recent my second to last email that it was 40 plus. And I went back and counted again. And I'm going to tell you it was 50 plus, potentially 60 trees. It's an acre property. The house has had nobody living in it for, I mean, I've been here for 21 years and Dan may be able to answer this, but to my knowledge, as long as I've been here, I'm pretty sure nobody's lived in the house. But from what I understood was the parents left the property to their children, who I know one of them, I believe, is local and lives in New Rochelle. And what I had heard was that they couldn't agree on what to do with it. So hence they did nothing. But periodically there have been dumpsters there. They've been construction kinds of vehicles parked there over the years. And a couple of weeks ago, all of a sudden, Ramos and V was there. Oh, I'm sorry, 1 second. I'm gonna mute you for 1 second, my son.
Okay. Anyway, she'll be back, but I want to say there was an email that I included as attachment 16 from Jerry in which he made the statement, we have no teeth if we have no tree law. And,
But before you leave, come back and tell me you're leaving, okay?
We're leaving in like 15.
go ahead, Wendy.
Okay, so I'm sorry. So, and they just started to cut. And what they cut first was the mature trees on the property. And I was beside myself watching this. And I was sending anyway, while this was happening, the assistant building inspector, Kevin Doyle, happened to drive by. And I thought he was coming because somebody must have gotten to him before me to have to see what was going on. So he made a few phone calls, and what he came back to me with was that there was a building permit filed, and they did discuss the trees and what was told to, who's the head building inspector? Anyway, I can't think of his name, but what he came back to Kevin with was that they had said that they were only taking down trees that had been struck by lightning, and trees that apparently they had an arborist come look at the property, and they were only taking down trees struck by lightning and trees that were deemed unhealthy or dangerous and needed to come down. So my first red flag was the struck by lightning comment. But anyway, so in that first go around, every mature tree on the property came down. And
Oh, wait, there's a
it-
question, Wendy, there's a question from
Go
Gail.
ahead.
All the trees that were taken down are within that wall, which according to the latest email is their property. And they're-
correct. I
Can't
can't
hear
hear
you.
her.
We know that,
They did,
yeah, because that's why we're talking about the tree law right now.
right.
Okay, Wendy.
Then in the most recent go around, which was these past few days, they then proceeded to clear cut the entire property. So the property apparently right now is owned by DeKalb. I don't know if they're developers, I'm guessing. And the story they gave, this is why, you know, my suspicions, my hackles were really raised yesterday, because they had claimed that they didn't want to take down all of these trees, but they have somebody who wants to buy the property, and a condition of them signing the contract was that they would take down every single tree. So unless I misunderstood, they also said that DeKalb is not paying for it, that the person who's potentially buying the property is paying for it. But I'm thinking that there's no way that that story flies. Why? What if these people don't sign the contract, right? So it seems to me that I don't know who this company is, but I wouldn't, you know, I sent an email that I think they're feeding us a bunch of hogwash just to appease those of us who have stopped by and are upset about the clear cut. So my suspicion is that they clear cut it in order to sell the property for, you know, more money, because now it's this expanse
slate.
of land is what it looks like. And yes, and it will be a blank slate. So, you know, in my opinion, also, you know, the village needs to really be on top of this, because now I can send you a video like Dan did. There's a big trench dug, and there's soil, you know, that's all in a big pile. And they're also, you know, without permission, they can't regrade, because now they're going to lead to other problems. They just removed, I'm going to say 50 to 60 trees from that property those trees were soaking up a ton of water,
Yeah.
you know. So
Everyone's gonna
the
have flooded
people
basements.
the people around them, you know, I think without maybe being aware, very potentially their properties are going to be in a very different situation just by the removal of the trees. You know, I don't know, but it's a
Good, let them sue
possibility.
them.
So you know, one of the
Gail
reasons
has
why I was so
questions.
upset is
Excuse me, just a minute. Gail, I think you'll have to wait till Wendy finishes, because we can't hear your questions. Go
so sorry, what I seem to not be understanding is if they have to go, well, they just go to the building department for a permit. Was it a permit to demolish, whatever it was? If the building department really has no say over what happens to the trees, why was there discussion about the trees? Am I not understanding the process? Was there something that the building department could have done? Could they have denied a permit until, you know, I'm not understanding the whole process, because they obviously had a conversation about the trees.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah,
What permit was issued?
I don't know.
Okay, because there's
I
no,
can look, let me see if I can look back in my email.
because there's no permit required for taking down a tree.
Correct, I know that.
So I'm not sure.
Well, I understand that. So why even have a conversation about the trees on the property when they applied for this permit?
Well, we don't know
Right.
what they applied for. I mean, did they apply for a demolition permit?
I'd have to go all the way back to my very first email. Let me see if I can find Kevin Doyle. But anyway, the bottom line is, you know, we've tried, and I know Beverly, you've been working on this for so many years to get this this tree law on our books. At a minimum, could we adopt a Town of Mamaroneck version? And then as we can add more teeth to prevent any future clear cuts at a minimum,
I mean, we can't just adopt the town of Mamaroneck version because it relates to the town. So I think what we have to do.
I know, I don't mean like literally adopt.
Right,
the
right,
town
right.
of Mamaroneck
But
version.
I think at a minimum, we could probably get get a small version of a clear cutting permit. I mean, I'm saying this, it takes 2 other trustees to agree to it, but I think this is an example of why we've needed a tree ordinance. And
Yes.
we're on version 20 of the tree ordinance. It isn't as
We're
if.
not, we're actually
I
on
know.
version 8
So
because it's been going on 10 years.
I think, what we should do is look at version 20, which
I did
actually
that today.
have that up there, which Beverly had, there are other small changes to be made to it, but maybe we just look for the clear cutting and that we amend let me just, there's a process.
I have a different opinion.
There's a process for this, and we have to follow a process. So we have to have a draft law at a work session. The next time that could happen is July 12th. And then we have an extra meeting in July. So if we have a clear enough, acceptable enough law, there's a possibility we could adopt this over the summer. Just a possibility, because we only meet once per month in the summer. But our proposed new tree law takes 2 different laws. It's streets and sidewalks and trees. And basically those go away and we're adopting a new law that covers both of them. So what I think we could do is adopt a section in our current tree law that deals with clear cutting. And that might be the most expedient way to prevent this kind of problem from happening again. So I think that's one thing.
Gail has some comment. Yeah.
Can't hear a word.
Okay.
No.
Can you speak up, Gail, because they can't hear you?
I have to wear a mask where I am. That's the problem. Let me see if I can stick the phone under my mask. Can you hear me now better?
Barely.
Yeah, they say better a little. Not really. Well, I'm going to speak while you're doing it. My feeling, Nora, is why peel out one section of it when we could send the entire draft?
Because thus far
I would
the entire draft hasn't been acceptable to 3 trustees. So I just worry that we're going to be in another situation where we don't get a law passed and we don't solve this critical problem.
So
I read it again today.
What?
I read it again today. No, Gail, wait a minute. We can't hear you. I read it again today. I think it's good. I don't know what's not acceptable. We've made a lot of adjustments, and I don't think they ever saw version 20. We made after we had responded.
In version 20, but it wasn't discussed at a work session.
Okay.
I mean, we can try it. We can try it. I'm just saying, I'm not sure. I think there's a clear path to making a clear cutting, to prohibiting clear cutting. I think, so if that's the primary goal, which just those seem to be the bigger problems that we've had in the last 6 months, this case being the most egregious. We could just focus on that. We can certainly try this, but we can put it on for July 12th. The law probably won't be passed in August. It would probably be September.
Okay, well, let's get it go. So do you think a clear cutting law would go through more quickly?
I'm just saying it's much more discreet.
Can we submit both and they can?
I don't know if we can submit both because we'd have to talk to the village attorney about that. Because we are revoking 2 portions of our code to adopt our new tree ordinance, I don't think we can be amending one of the provisions that we're trying to revoke. Does that make sense?
yes.
No, because they get to choose. If they they could put the clear cutting one into effect.
Well, here's my suggestion. Let's have both of them discussed at work session,
I'd like that. I
which
would
is the
like that.
way to go.
I think version 20 is good. It's got, I see in it stuff that came out of the reviews of resident comments and comments from other boards. And I think that if we're going to do this, we should get a comprehensive tree law.
Well, and I think if we're gonna go with version 20, or it could be version 21 by the time we get finished with it next week, right? We also need to do that like that spreadsheet, the line by line of, because, you know, if this was
I have
discussed I know, but I'm saying that would be a part of it. Explain, these were the issues that were raised.
I've already got that.
This is how they've been addressed, so that people know that going forward.
And I've got a comparison of about 6 different municipalities and what they.
Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, Gail, you're trying very hard to say something.
I was just trying to say that I had a conversation, hold on, with Liz Atchison, who is in charge of taking care of trees for the town of Mamaroneck. Used to be Liz Paul.
Does anybody hear Gail? I don't hear.
I don't
her at
hear,
all.
I don't hear a thing.
Okay, basically Gail said that she spoke to the person in the town of Mamaroneck and asked how the clear cutting law is working, and she said it's not working well for.
So I have a question. Is it possible for Gail to just dial in on the Zoom link? And then she would then be able to speak?
Gail?
Yeah, but then Sean has to call you because I have him patched in on my phone. Sean, can you call Beverly directly and I will try to zoom in on my phone? Okay, I'll be right back. On my phone, zooming. All right, see you all in a minute.
Okay, so, and Sean, you're going to call back, I think it was.
Yeah,
Call
he's
you.
going to call you.
Okay.
I just have a question regarding these 50 to 60 trees. Is there still some kind of fee these people have to pay for?
No, because there's no law at the moment protecting private trees at all.
Okay.
That's what the new one does, which of course is why it was controversial. And we've been struggling to find the balance, you know, in terms of the size of the trees. And he came in. Hi, it worked. John? Hi, I'm going to put you on speaker.
So, Nora, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So it looks to me like they had a permit to demo and nothing else. They're going to have to go before the planning board when they have the plans for the new house, correct?
Yes.
At that point in time, can the planning board insist on a replanting of the property? Obviously, nobody's going to require them to put 50 to 60 trees. You know, that was, we were lucky to have those as long as we had them, but is there a way to really give teeth to the new plans for the property?
I believe they can. I can't say for 100% sure. I mean, you know, obviously the reason that they were cut before it went to the planning board was because the planning board, you know, the planning board has some discretion in what gets removed, not this clear cutting stuff, but I think the planning board can require some. I don't know if they, I don't know to the extent that they can require. I'm sure they will be interested in reforesting the lot.
And I can say that the planning board hearing allows for public comments.
I was just going to say, so I would suggest that is,
I would suggest a lot of the neighbors show up and demand some trees.
Yes.
So I want to, first of all, I'd like to find out, Nora, just to close that circle, if we could submit both. From Gail's experience, she said that the town of Mamaroneck is not having great luck with their clear cutting law. I feel that I think version 20 is ready to go. There are things that I would change if we do a version 21, but there's no reason it can't go to
So you know, what I would suggest is I think we should do both and have them both discussed at the work session.
Great, I like that.
And
I
I think
completely
we
agree with
also
that.
should talk with the environmental planner at the town of Mamaroneck to see what the gaps are.
yeah.
Okay. wait, let me write that down since I'm keeping my own version. There is an environmental planner?
Yes. So one of the things with this law is in the town law, the environmental planner has to have training I think it's every 5 years. And the decision is made by the environmental planner. And then if an owner is not happy with the town decision, they can take it to the zoning board of appeals. The zoning board of appeals is the appellate authority, which we have a different system.
Okay, so in a little while, then I'm going to ask if we can vote on both of those. But before we do that,
Well, I have to say, it's pretty much, we'd be voting on like both in theory, because we don't have a draft of just a clear cutting law.
well, we do have a drafted version.
Have to get a draft of that. And, usually, it's usually the village attorney who drafts the laws. Obviously, Bob and Christy spent a lot of time drafting our version of the law. So it would be on the work session. I don't know whether Bob would be able to have it drafted by then. Maybe we could try and draft something, but there is a process for this, and it's not the quickest of processes. So
Now, you mentioned environmental planner. Do we have one? And what?
That's for the town of
that's for the
Mamaroneck.
town of Mamaroneck.
Oh,
The town has one. We don't have an environmental planner.
okay.
We have a planner. We have a
But
planner.
that's why I'm saying, at a minimum, let's just work from the town of Mamaroneck's tree law. If our attorneys aren't going to have time to draft something new
We
by
can
July
try-
12th,
we
at
can
a
try.
minimum, let's take what we can from the town of Mamaroneck and put that before the trustees, bring that to the work session.
Well, we could do that for clear cutting, but there's a lot of stuff in that law that doesn't relate to the village.
Yeah,
you're a lawyer.
but I'm talking about, for the clear cutting
Yeah, okay.
portion, because, that's when the most trees come down is when these properties sell. And that's our biggest problem.
Even the individual trees with problems. I like taking out the parts we want. I think we should put our own together, send it to be considered, and then they can make it pretty. And then I think that we should simultaneously get our own version, which is a very comprehensive law, which addresses that and many other issues of having to do with the private trees. And I want to take a moment for creative reading. There are a few points I want to make before we vote on this. And one is that on our purpose, on the first page under purpose, emphasizes that it is mature trees that convey all of these benefits that we're talking about trees. The planting that we do is essential and wasn't done for a long time, because you got to have little trees to get big trees. But the damage, the major damage comes when you remove the mature trees
Yes.
from the neighborhood. And that is the point that I think we're aware of, but many people are not. They think, oh, look how many we planted, but that's not really canopy for another 30 years.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important point. Something, Nora, that I'm going to add to the presentation. I'm going to do the screen share now.
Okay.
There is a group that Ellen Silver, who's chairman of the Community Environment, is part of, and she invited me to join with them. And I sent a very enthusiastic, that's the wrong one, email saying that I would really like to do it. But it's being run by someone from City University, and they're working with town of Larchmont, village of Larchmont, I think, to try and increase canopy. And the goal, I know from different seminars, in order to really get full benefit from your tree canopy, you need at least 40% canopy cover. In Westchester, these are the top municipalities.
Are you sharing? Are you going to share?
Oh yeah, I was going to share, wasn't I?
Was that in the most recent email you just sent
That
before
was
the
the one that
meeting?
went out right before the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I looked at it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
me too.
here it is anyway.
I think it was North Castle, right?
It's
Pound
what?
Ridge. Newcastle and Pound Ridge were up there.
Yeah, they're amazing. They don't have
Yeah.
houses apparently. But anyway, so this is overall, the town of Mamaroneck has a 44% canopy cover, which is good. Scarsdale's got 50. As you get farther from the city, you get bigger canopy cover. However, on the next one, wait a minute. Now I've got too many things going on. Stop share. I'll be back, guys. Don't panic. I don't do this all the time. On the next one, here, Larchmont and Mamaroneck. I'm going to share that. Village of Mamaroneck has canopy cover of 23.4%.
Mm,
Larchmont's only 31.8, but that's still almost 10 points better. Town
Is
of
that
Mamaroneck-
encompasses the entire village?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
now
it
it's a
was
lot lower.
2016.
I don't know
It
whether
was 5 years ago.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
was
now-
2016. I think it's probably worse now.
Yeah.
Mm,
But this is the most current information that I've ever seen. And I think that illustrates that, and we've been planting like mad, but the trees are coming down. Not
Yeah.
just clear cutting like what happened on Orient Avenue, but even too mature
Storms.
coming off, storms coming down, but also, in a neighborhood which has much smaller lots, people will buy property and cut down the large trees and then build something lot line to lot line. It's going on everywhere.
Yeah.
And so if anything, our canopy cover, in spite of the planting we're doing, is, I'm sure, dropping. The other thing is that the village trees are really only a small percentage of the trees that create the canopy. We get the streets and we get the parks, but the rest of them are on people's private property. And if you look at this map, you get a sense of how much private property there is, where the cover is. So I think these are two very important maps that need to be included. And it because I don't know the extent to which all of the trustees, I know Nora does, but I don't know that all of the candidates that trustees really do understand that it's not just the number of little 2-inch caliber trees, it's really a lot to do with these very large, mature private. And
Beverly, I was looking at this and I just had a question since I'm new to the area.
yeah.
I thought the town of Mamaroneck included the village of Mamaroneck.
No, the village of Mamaroneck includes part of the town, I think is the way it works.
Well, no, yes and
Okay.
no. So if you're looking at this map, which is like the most possible confusion you could have, and I actually have,
Let me go-
so there's town of Mamaroneck, village of Mamaroneck, Rhinebeck, and village of Larchmont. So the village of Larchmont is completely within the town of Mamaroneck. The village then, and that's a separate entity politically. Rhinebeck is a portion of the village of Mamaroneck, but it's in the town of Rye. The village of Mamaroneck encompasses part of the town of Mamaroneck and part of the village of Mamaroneck. And then the town of Mamaroneck is generally the unincorporated section of the town of Mamaroneck.
Where is that, Nora? Which
That's
one
town
is that?
government. So it's basically,
Near Scarsdale.
well, no, it's where it's basically where the town of Mamaroneck line is kind of at McDonald's. So Stop and Shop's in the town of Mamaroneck.
Okay.
So and to add more confusion, Village of Larchmont and the
So
unincorporated,
if, can you see my
no,
marker?
it's not
Is-
really clear on the map. So if you're looking at the map, the portion of the map that is to the right that has, you can see Shore Acres on it.
Right here.
Okay, so it's the bigger, if you can, I mean, you're not screen sharing anymore,
I'm not? Oh. Sorry.
Yeah, I see it.
are you? Well,
Yeah.
I'm not seeing the screen share. Okay, so if you can look, there's a hard right a hard right-hand turn
Characters.
at the right. That whole section is Rhinebeck. That's
This
what they're
whole
defining as Rhinebeck.
This whole section, it has a black line.
So it's
around-
within the village of Mamaroneck. This is sort of a weird breakdown. And then if you go to the next portion,
This part,
yeah, that is actually the village of Mamaroneck, but the
okay.
town of Mamaroneck. And that goes, that extends,
Orienta, what
and that
about Orienta?
that extends down into Orienta.
Okay,
And if you can go, and then so off to the left where there's some red lines,
right.
that's the unincorporated section of the town of Mamaroneck. And then I can only see your controls. Can you zoom down a little bit? So, and then the portion most to the left, which is the village of Larchmont.
Okay,
So this is a confusing map because it breaks Rhinebeck out of the village of Mamaroneck, which is typically doesn't happen. I'm not sure how they.
Actually, I was trying to figure out why the town of Mamaroneck was so much higher. Is it because it's where the leather stocking is?
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's sort of more open space. It's where the leather stocking trail is. Yeah, and it's also, for the most part, less densely zoned than the village of
I
Mamaroneck.
mean, if you look at it, even the residential part, which I guess is Larchmont, is really very green.
But that's Larchmont PO, but that's not the village of Larchmont. So the village of Larchmont is down lower in that the little sort of shape to the bottom left.
Here,
That's pretty green too.
yeah, it's all green. Okay, well, thank you for that.
And you can also see, so so Rhinebeck is the portion, sort of the crab, like the clam-shaped portion to the right. But you can see I'm pointing to my screen like you can see the industrial area. You can see in the village of Mamaroneck where there's a lot of just white space. That's
Mhm.
like the spine of Mamaroneck Avenue, up near Mamaroneck Avenue School in the
This is
industrial.
the industrial zone, I would assume.
Okay.
Right, so in order for, I mean, just in order for us to be to be on a par, I don't want to say competition, but on a par with the unincorporated section of the town of Mamaroneck and with the village of Larchmont, we would have to really densely pack the areas that are residential because we have commercial areas which typically have fewer trees.
That's true, but if you look at the residential areas, they are light green compared to what's over here.
Yep. I mean, mine, you know, we lost a big tree in August. And the result of that is I had 2 street trees that the tree committee planted in front of our house that didn't look good. Now they look great this year. You know, they've really grown because I think they were probably blocked by the other tree, but it's going to be a long time before they're anywhere as big as that tree we lost.
I just wanted to just clarify where I was trying to go with this, because you said that you need 40%, and it looks like VOM and VOL are below that and Rhinebeck are below that, and I'm thinking if you take the town of Mamaroneck and you take out the public property, how far does that drop?
The public property meaning,
Meaning like the trails and stuff.
Yeah,
oh, I see what you mean.
Jackson Woods, is that part of town?
Because I wonder what that number would be without, you know, the leather stocking and all that. I mean, it looks good on paper, but what does it mean?
Except you can see that the residential areas are greener for the most part. I mean, like that big white space in the middle
Right?
of town, that's Wingfoot. That's the golf course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotcha. So it is doing well considering it has that big golf course.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, but I just keep looking at this part, which is that Larchmont or is that whatever that is. Look how much greener that is. That's obviously residential compared to which is Village of Mamaroneck.
Well, this is a great tool.
Yeah, so I'm going to include that with the
Yeah.
material we.
It really argues for making the right of way bigger. You know, where we said that there aren't places to plant trees on public streets in a lot of locations.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's in this law, if it becomes, should we be so fortunate as to get a law, is a clause that would allow, with the permission of the property owner, would allow the village to put a village tree on the private property. You know, when we have these little tiny planting strips and then the sidewalk and then it's property.
Yep.
That would, a lot of, you know, trees would be much better anyway, because even when it's a 12-inch or an 18-inch strip, they'd be a lot better on the other side of the sidewalk. Where they
Yep.
So that is, I mean, that's almost my favorite section in the whole thing, besides
Yeah.
the part about how you can't take trees down. Let me see if I had anything else I wanted to put in here. So can we propose a vote? I think we're making 2 votes, actually. One of them would be to draft a quick and dirty based on the clear cutting section of the Town of Mamaroneck to send to the Board of Trustees for July 12th session. The second would be to send this version 20 of our proposed law to the Board of Trustees, also for their work session. And then they can decide what they can do with the laws. You know, maybe they want to, I don't know what they'll do. I think that I would be happiest if they have both in front of them so they can act quickly with their cutting. And then we have time to get their input on the law if they will consider it. So, Nora, how does that sound?
I think we should try. I will say that we've carried stuff over from our work session that still was going on in February or March.
Okay,
So it would probably be beneficial for the tree committee. We should probably, you know, let's push to get this taken out of order.
Okay.
You know, we're very behind in our work.
No, I understand that. There's huge, I mean, there's so much going on. But if we don't get it on the queue, we can't push to get it considered.
Yes.
So does anyone, should I try to make a motion? But then I need someone else to actually vote it, I think, since I'm the chairman. The motion will be, should we do 2 motions? First motion will be to send the proposed local law B, whatever it is, local law amending chapter 318. Ellen, it's at the very top of I'll send you this language, but send the tree law to the Board of Trustees for consideration. It's our version 20. So does someone want to propose that or make that motion?
I make that motion. Gail makes that motion.
Okay, Gail made the motion.
I'll second it again.
Okay, Wendy seconds. And then the second motion would be, I mean, do we want to authorize? I mean, maybe Nora, I can do this with you, or you busy to take the section about clear cutting from Town of Mamaroneck?
Well, I think, you know, I think Wendy and you and I were going to work on a draft. Maybe we can just work on a draft and, you know, send it in as a working draft.
Okay.
So at least we'll have it for discussion.
Okay. So then the second vote is for Nora, Wendy, and me to create a working draft that would simply be dealing with clear cutting and send that to the. Who wants to make that motion?
I'll make the motion.
John made the motion. Marlene, you want a second?
Yes, I'll second.
I'm sorry, these 2 things are going to what? To
We're
where?
going to the Board of Trustees
Right.
for their work session on July 12th.
Right.
Okay, now I guess we forgot to vote. So all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anyone opposed? I don't know what you 2 are up to, but this is pretty weird.
I lost the Zoom connection, so I called
Okay.
Sean.
Okay.
If you want to say.
That's our tree committee. Okay. Okay, so motion was carried. Are there any nays? No. Okay, motion was unanimous.
Yes.
That's where we were on the tree ordinance. Was there anything else on that? I have some other documents that we'll send along. What time is it? It's 8:25. Do you mind if we go back and finish out the agenda now?
Yep.
Okay. Wait, let me make a note. working draft. Okay, let's go back to page 1. Under correspondence. The first attachment, it's attachment 4 actually, 4th attachment, was from someone living on Prospect Avenue, complaining because a large tree, which was originally called an oak or an elm, was removed at 311 Prospect Avenue. The reply from Tony, Department of Public Works, was that the tree had been, had lost its crown. The crown was coming back. It's been getting increasingly.
Beverly, it's very hard to hear you.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. Okay. At 311, a tree was removed, originally identified as an elm at 311 Prospect Avenue. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll just try to remember the forward. 311 Prospect Avenue. And according to Tony, it was in fact dying back from the crown. It was, moreover, a Norway maple, and it was about 80 or 90 years old, which tends to be their lifespan. So, I feel that that one was addressed. We will probably want to replace that tree in a year when the roots have settled out. And it's always sad to lose them. But it certainly, after inspection, it sounds like it needs to come out, unfortunately. Second, which is attachment 5, at 402 Heathcote, 2 oaks need to be inspected and possibly removed. And the village manager replied that he would look at them. I don't know what he decided about them. Again, these are more large trees coming out. Let me throw in. Second, there was something from business at 700 Fenimore. And I did attach both the email and photographs of the tree, which was split. It was like one of those V cuts. I don't know if it was a Con Ed cut, but it certainly didn't look good. He thought it looked hazardous. And again, Jerry was going to inspect it. Another large tree, though. The next one, actually, Sean and Gail, you both were going to look at this. At 138 Jensen, resident complained that a tree was dripping sap on her car. It turns out that was an elm, and elms have airborne pollen, which was in the air in early May, probably, which was around the time she was experiencing this. Did you all look at the tree? How did the tree look?
The tree looks great.
Tree looks great. I'm not going to take the tree out. It's just doing what elms do every spring. Did you meet her? Did you talk to her?
No, she was away for the weekend.
Okay. Should we reply on that?
I can if you would like.
Okay, that would be good. Tell her you looked at the tree. Tell her that it was probably seasonal seasonal pollen.
Okay.
It was the right time for the pollen, and elms have pollen. Gail, you went and looked at the tree, 2 large trees on Bleecker at Orienta and Walton because they had lichen on them. And what was your thought?
It was not lichen. It does seem to be a fungus, and I think the trees have a certain number of years still in them, and I don't know. I'm not sure. They're definitely not healthy. They're disease trees.
Do you think that pruning would help them?
The disease is very close to the base of the trunk. So
Oh, that's bad.
so.
Yeah. I think maybe we should have them inspected then. Did you ask Jerry or Tony to look at them?
I think I did, but I can't swear to it. I'm not at my desk now, but my phone. I think I did. But they should be looked at.
Okay.
They're like at the intersection of, maybe help me out. What is the street one over?
Walton?
Orient Avenue?
Bleecker, Walton?
Laughlin.
They're close to
Oh.
Laughlin. There's one at the intersection, like on Bleecker on the Westchester Day School side of Bleecker, at the intersection of Laughlin. And then the second one is, as you walk towards the harbor, like towards Rushmore,
Uh-huh.
that intersection, there's at least one, maybe two more that have that same kind of focus on the Westchester Day School side. We have to walk a bit.
Okay, so in other words, what you're saying, what I'm hearing you say is that really all those trees along the Westchester Day boundary should be inspected. It's awful.
Yeah, they're not all sick. They're just a few.
Well,
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have them all look.
okay.
There's
I'm not sure.
a fairly newly planted dead tree from Bleecker, Westchester Day School side, close to Orienta, that should be replaced.
No, it's leafing out, Gail.
What?
It's
The
leafing out.
one closer to the corner of Orienta Avenue,
Yeah,
it's leafing out.
really? Okay.
Yes,
I saw it a week or two ago, and it,
I
but
know.
it's
You know, I think it needed a lot of water. It's leafing out. I can't believe it.
That's great.
a miracle, and I like hearing stuff like
Yeah.
that. Awesome.
Yeah. It's
So
got a
I'm-
lot of dead branches that do need to be cut.
Yeah, but not the first year.
No, but it's leafing out. So
That's
I think
great.
we can leave it for now.
Yeah, there were one or two oak trees that I had my eyes on that suddenly acquired leaves when I really thought they were.
Yeah.
Scared them into it.
On Palmer Avenue to 2 trees also.
Good.
So I'm not sure I understand the outcome on the Bleecker with the lichen. It's
The bleaker means the trees need to be inspected.
okay.
It's not lichen.
Jerry, take a look, because Jerry will know what the disease is.
Yeah, we'll ask him to inspect.
Okay.
Maybe too late for those trees, but maybe we can do something to help other trees that are still healthy on that street.
And then the final correspondence is from 130 Beach Avenue. It was in response to the fact that 2 trees were removed from Lawrence Park, and this particular, apparently a lot of emails were sent. This particular one was regarding the tree committee's failure to control the unconstrained removal of village trees based on bureaucratic whims. I read that whole thing because I want to make an observation, which is that we are a volunteer committee and we're not in charge of removals, and we have no authority over the village. We certainly, over employees, we certainly consult with them, but ultimately they are responsible for decisions. And in this case, Tony said that the trees, in fact, are dying.
We pleaded with Tony not to take down the thing.
I know. John and I had looked at it, but I'm not an arborist either.
So did somebody respond to this, Stuart?
I think other emails have been responded to on the same subject.
Okay, so what do you want me to say about that one?
Just that we received the email.
Okay.
You don't have to make any comment on it. Unless you want to comment that the tree committee is not responsible for tree removal.
Okay.
I did make a list of trees that we've identified. It's going to be an ongoing list, and it's here as 10 and 10. Trees that we are recommending for maintenance, removal, inspection. I'll add the one at Bleecker or Laughlin to it, and then send the list over. It's easier, I decided, to have a separate list and send it over to Jerry. Good news on tree removals. If you remember, for several months, I've been talking about the fact that in Harbor Island Park, near the Fireman's Memorial, there is an evergreen that this has been given in memory of someone, and she had a calorie pear growing right up in the middle of it. And obviously the calorie pears are not trees of particular value, so one of those trees is going to have to go, and we took the pear out. Bradford pear, I think that's a kind of calorie pear. At any rate, they are not beneficial trees. This month.
I'm sorry, your voice dropped. They're not what?
The tree that was removed was a pear tree, and it is not a beneficial tree, so it's
Okay.
now been removed.
They were able to remove one and save the other.
It was growing adjacent to this other tree, like the trunks were too close, and it wasn't a good situation for either tree, so the pear was removed.
Okay.
New trees. There was that, I know Wendy, you asked me about this, those final 50
Yeah.
trees I was trying to cite. They are still on the list for Parks Department. I know from some other things that I'm involved with that Parks is trying very hard to get through its list, and they just have not planted them, but they will. Yeah, they will. I think Jerry, and in some email from Jerry, he said he's going to spend his summer Saturdays helping Parks catch up with everything they've got.
Okay.
I also, in going through Harbor Island Park, I've been there several times recently, and several years ago, I met with Jerry and Barry, who was head of parks at that time, and we looked at a lot of the cherries because some of them are quite old and were really ready to come out and be replaced. That was a few years ago, and they're now some, I think they need to be inspected again because there were some more now that are in pretty bad shape, and I think they should come out and be replaced with our next fall planting if possible.
Gail, are we trying to replace them with cherries, or,
These are the cherries. These are the cherries of, Harbor Island Park cherry display. When we plant other places in the park, we're not trying, in fact, we're trying not to plant cherries, but this is the part that people come to have their wedding photographs taken.
Okay.
So we'll go. Yeah.
Why don't we replace them with other cherry trees?
Well, in other parts of, I think we're pretty heavily planted with cherry trees. And so in recent years, we've been trying to diversify in other parts of the park, and as well as throughout the village. However, there is this section that's on the boat basin in the park that it's really this beautiful display in the spring, and people really come to it, and a lot of people do photography there. And these are some of those cherries. They were planted in the 60s originally, I believe.
Okay.
I think a little later, but
I think it started in this. They were inspired by Lady Bird Johnson, but I know Grace Pugh had a lot to do with it.
Yep.
Maybe it was the 70s, but it was later than that. Okay, we've been over several of these things. We did the Metro North, we did the dog park, we did the inventory, we did the ordinance, guided tree walk. We're gonna have another one with Jocelyn on October 17th, rain date October 24th. Jocelyn will come again, and we're going to do the next 32 feet of the parkway. We spent the whole afternoon on the first 32 feet. It was really interesting.
Can somebody please text or email me those 2 days? Because Jocelyn is waiting.
They're on the agenda. They're on the agenda, Gail.
Okay, great, thank you.
The educational webinar we're talking about, it's turning into an amazing extravaganza. This is October 14th. We are sponsoring an online talk followed by question and answer with Douglas Tallamy, the author of The Nature of Oaks, as well as Bringing Nature Home. He's become like a god in the food web native plant world. He's really nice too. And we're doing, I don't know how much of this had been worked out by our last meeting. We are partnering with the library, which is much better at hosting these programs. And they will also publicize it through their own mailing list. In addition to that, Robert has gone all out. He has contacted Anderson's Bookstore, which is
Oh,
delivering extra copies if you want to buy it. And
I
he,
just bought a copy there.
oh, good for you. Well, if you had waited a few days, we would have had book plates for you signed by the author.
I bet you can go back and get one.
I bet you can go back and get one. So
what time is the webinar?
it is at 7 o'clock.
Thank you.
In addition to that, in advance, there will be a book discussion group of this online led by Beverly Sherrod on September 29th.
Who is that?
Also, yeah, also at 7 p.m. I have to tell you, I've been looking up all of the interviews with him I can find on YouTube, trying to figure out what people say about his work. So,
And what night is that, Beverly, again?
it's a Wednesday, September 29th.
Oh, that's my birthday. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
Oh, come on. Wait, could you spend your birthday? Okay. In addition to that, Robert has designed a very comprehensive flyer that was also sent out to you this afternoon. I don't know if you've seen it. It's in your email.
It looks great.
Good,
I saw it.
good. It's got a lot on it. And in addition to that, he has been in touch with the Merrimack High School environmental science teacher who is going to involve his class in some reading and or discussion of the book, and also talk to, encourage them to attend the webinar. You couldn't hear from Rhinex, so I went around through a back door and I got in touch with Valerie Fight, who I think it's a great idea, and got us in touch with the science here. So Rhinex is also on board. And
This is the year initiative. We got this whole thing going.
this is amazing. And today he had yet another idea, which is that he's getting in touch with LMCTV to see if they want to record it and broadcast it. So, guys, it's only from here to Broadway. Okay.
I also want to say that registration is limited to 100.
Can't hear.
Going up. Going up.
Is it really?
A lot of people,
Oh.
I've got staff, mailing distributed people are signing up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you all aren't signed up, sign up now.
I couldn't hear what Gail said.
I couldn't
Oh, you
either.
couldn't hear that? Gail says that people are already signing up and the registration is limited to 100 people. So
Oh.
sign up now.
For the Chalamy talk?
Which
Talent
is limit, oh, the talk is limited to 100.
Yes.
Okay, but your discussion isn't.
I doubt if my discussion is 100 people. I don't
Okay.
have quite the name recognition that he has.
Well, that's a shame.
Well, I may after all of this is over.
You have a Zoom link for the discussion, Beth, and I'll get that out too.
We do have a Zoom link. We do have a Zoom link, I think. I will look for it. Okay.
Was that in Robert's email with the PDF?
I think it's in in the flyer that Robert did. It's amazing. It's
Yes,
absolutely
it's
amazing.
fantastic.
And I think this has really unleashed his inner something.
Environmentalist.
Yeah. No, and also publicist, he's just really, he's got so many ideas. I'm really impressed. Okay, less glamorous and exciting, protective mulch rings. A lot of trees, if you do what I do, which is walk around looking at the base of trees as you go places, are damaged by grass trimmers, and not infrequently they will be killed if the entire base of the tree gets cut. So Jerry has suggested trying out protective mulch rings, which we can put around mulch trees. And he said, just ask him, place a large order, and then we would go around, or I would go around, find trees to put them on. Probably we could have a volunteer mulch corps mulch rings for to get them out. So we're going to do that.
May I propose an idea
Yeah.
that everybody on the committee gets like say 10 of them, so we do a list of where, you know, of every tree, like get it onto an Excel spreadsheet. And make them put on, and then we do notations, maybe, I don't know, quarterly or something, on how the tree develops, how it's all working out.
It sounds like work.
Like what?
That sounds like work. But
I can do that.
Okay.
My job is ending June 30.
okay. Okay, great. I'm happy to put rings on, and I will watch the trees, but I might give out after that. I
Now,
think.
you said they had some kind of tumors?
No, I'm sorry. I talk too fast and I get away from my speaker. When people use tree trimmers, with
Okay,
those little wires, they will frequently damage the base of the tree. And that in itself is bad for the tree because that's the vascular system. But
okay,
after, it's not unusual for eventually them to cut the entire base, you know, the outer cambria, I think it is, of the entire tree. And when that happens, the tree dies. So these mulch rings will prevent the grass from growing up against the base.
okay,
And
thanks.
therefore there will be no reason to trim there.
So we have to see if they work.
We're gonna see if they.
And the other thing I meant to prevent is volcanoing the mulch around or soil
I
around
know.
the base
Oh,
of
that's
the tree. That keeps the base of the trunk damp, which is not supposed to be all damp all the time. It also increases temperature and it leads to infection.
Okay, the next thing we didn't do was and there's an attachment of correspondence. Gail, someone gave Gail a tree identification app that she said was great. She goes around everywhere identifying trees. I've forgotten the price, Gail. Well, there was a price. No, there was a price in the email, and she was suggesting getting that app for all the tree committee members. I had another suggestion though, which is Jocelyn recommended. What's it called?
Fine.
Seek.
Which I've been using ever since she recommended it, and it's free, and well, I had a really weird day with it when it couldn't do anything, but the rest of the time, it's been really good. So.
Ellen, it's spelled S like Sam, E-E-K.
Yes, Seek.
But wait,
Seek.
that's the app that Gail recommended or the free app?
That's the free app.
Okay, thanks.
So we might start with that.
I've been using it too, and I've had no problem with it.
Great. I just had this really strange thing. Yeah. It's really fun. I mean, between looking at the bases of trees for trimmer damage and identifying trees that need pruning, and then walking around with my phone trying to figure out what everything is, it takes me forever to get down the block. Anybody else have any other business to bring up?
Nope.
Okay, good. I mean, I think we got a lot crammed into this meeting.
Yep.
Okay, calendar notes. Next meeting, I guess, will be in person. Either July 22nd or 29. Are there any
Well,
preferences?
hold on. I think we need to figure out the calendar situation
Okay.
because there aren't, you know, it's a little more complicated to meet now when everybody has to be in person because there's really only one meeting place. So typically it's the fourth Thursday of the month.
Fourth Thursday.
Nora,
So-
no longer permitted to have Zoom meetings?
No.
Not at the moment, not now.
So our meeting is scheduled for Thursday, the 22nd,
Okay, that's not.
but
the
there's
fourth.
also a zoning board meeting scheduled for that night.
Same room?
Yeah, there's only one big meeting room, so we're gonna have to figure this out.
How about
Yeah, so
She has to check with Sally. So you'll let us know.
Yeah, I'll send Sally, yeah.
I'd like to put in my preference for Thursday because Jerry thinks he can come to Tuesday meetings, whereas he couldn't come to the ones we were having on Tuesdays.
I mean, our scheduled meeting is the fourth Thursday of the month.
Yeah, which would be the 29th. I
Right.
guess.
No,
No, the
July
22nd.
1st is a Thursday. So
Oh,
our
okay.
scheduled meeting is for July 22nd, but there's also a zoning board meeting scheduled for that night. So we'll have to check because of the lifting of the emergency. We're no longer permitted to meet via Zoom. And I don't know that will change. There was a discussion of a bill in the state legislature, but they're gone for the session. So we're going to have to figure out how we're going to squeeze everybody into these meetings because, we were meeting in the small Regatta conference room, which is pretty small for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Our meetings
Can't
are-
accommodate the public. And this is a public.
Yeah,
meeting.
well, we have a huge public turnout at our meetings.
Well, does
I
that mean we should just plan on the 29th?
No,
she'll
because
let
the
us know.
29th, there's also another meeting in that room.
Okay.
I think we're just gonna have to, the staff's gonna have to figure out where everybody's gonna be meeting, and we'll just have to,
So what do I put in the minutes? That
To
we're
be
gonna-
arranged.
it's tentative, I mean, it's scheduled for July 22nd. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Okay. At 7:30.
Yes.
7:30, yes.
Okay. Well, I just want to say that I'm amazed at how much work was done this month. It was
This is a
incredible.
big month.
Yeah. You guys are really on top of things.
Trying.
Yeah. Okay. So is there anything else? It is 8:52. Want a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn. Bill motions to adjourn.
Second?
20 seconds.
Wendy seconds. All in favor?
All in favor, aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Good
Thank
meeting.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.